Hi, so today we will continue with where we left on Saturday. So we will work on styling the table of contents, and if you remember, on Saturday we finished our cover page, we finished the content of the table of contents, and here we still have some style work left, but otherwise it's looking quite good. So what we would start with is styling this page. Let me go back here, and we are actually in the ID table of contents. So let's go in the CSS file and first start with the heading. So here we just copy the font we are using for the headings. Let me just find it, this one here, and we will use the same for the H1 on the table of contents page. So let's look at the preview, and we have our heading, and we already checked here whether the leader function works to add the dots. Unfortunately it doesn't work with page.js, so we need to find a different solution to format these numbers nicely. And additionally, let's see this table of contents. When we look at the rendered HTML version, it's actually unordered ordered list. So let's also design that differently. This is definitely better. Let's put a border around it to see. And we see we have a lot of margin here, so let's say margin 0. Change anything. It's padding here. Yeah, perfect. Good, then we do not need this style at all. And here, now we just want the number on the side. So let's see how we did the number. We did it with the after element, so let's also surround that shortly. And we see it here. Let's see the size of our A element. And let's give that a width of, say, 90%. I'm going to change something. So let's give it the full width. We have here the 210 millimeters, and then we have left and right 20, so 40 less. so 170 in total. Let's see, no. No. Now that works, and now we need to put these numbers there too. So let's try it. Yeah. So this looks quite fine. I just still would like the dots here, as we cannot use the leader function. As I said, it will not work with PrintCSS, so here there's no effect actually. Instead, it also removes our target counter. We need to find a different solution for that. Let's for now keep it like this and see. Okay. And maybe change the font size of these two. And the color shouldn't be blue, it should be also black. So we take this font and this font size as we have it in the directions here. It will be 12 point and did I copy? Yeah, I copied the wrong font. We need the Oswald font here. Okay, and the hover effect, we do not really need to change something here, as when we render it here, I guess that looks fine. So of course more and more recipes will come on this page. The second page is actually blank and still has the page number below, so let's see if PrintCSS supports the blank. And we would set the bottom center to empty instead of the page number. Yeah. Then this page is completely blank, and then we get our table of contents. That looks good. Okay, then not sure if we should change anything else on this page. I guess no. Then let's have a look at these pages again, and here maybe change the layout again a little bit, or yeah, first figure out why this is a stretched image. So when we look, we just have the image here, and when we open that in the browser. Actually, see, this is the original, and when I compared it now, the bowl simply looks a little stretched in our image. So let's see why this is happening. Let's go back to VS Code and check that out. So in the class flags we have our image, so let's go to the CSS for that, where we have the maximum height and the maximum width. And with the margin left, you put it on the side. So here we see the chocolate chip cookies, and here we have this bowl which definitely has a wrong size. Let's check here. Here we actually also got a different default width than here. Shouldn't really matter. If we do not pass, let's see if we do not pass these parameters, how the image would look. So we see chocolate chip cookies are now huge, and also this image, but it's still stretched. See if we have any other image definitions only for the cover image. So why is this one stretched? Let's put it out of the flags, and let's say we put it here directly in the table of contents and have a look. It's looking fine. I mean, the table of contents is not rendering anymore, but the image itself is fine, so it's probably some other issue. Okay, then let's see. Table of contents is there again. Maybe it's the justify content. No. Is it the whole displaying flags? No, it seems this is actually the issue. Here now it's looking fine, so we need to see what's the issue with that. So let's put that back. And I guess what we actually need is an element around that image. Yeah, see, now the image is not stretched anymore, and we do the same thing here for the cookies. course, then we still need to add our maximum size for the image again. And you see the cookies, and also this image is not stretched anymore. We just lose a lot of space here, you know, so this should actually be somewhere here. Here the size is quite fine. Let's see. Let's remove the border. And then looks quite good. Now actually what we wanted to do is on the right side put the image on the right side, on the left side keep it left here. So let's see how we can do that. So I guess we need a flex direction. Let's see and try it in here with our there. Reverse and then let's render it again. No. Now we just have the problem that the margin is also wrong. So let's see how we can do this. Can we actually try it here at page right? Not sure if this is working, if we can actually style something like this. It's already highlighting some issue. Okay, let's try. Copy it now. Row reverse. No, it doesn't take it, so it will not work like this. Give me 1 second. Okay, then let us continue. So apparently we cannot do it like this. just think how we can do this. What if we say this is a position running okay, it's gone from the normal flow, and now let's say here we add this element. Because it's way too small and not really positioned because it's in this margin box. So let me say position. Then it just flows over here, keeping its size. So if you know how to do it when you're watching, just let me know. I'm just struggling to figure that out. With the page number it's quite easy because it's already in a margin box and we can influence that quite nicely. Okay, then for now let's put the image back to where it originally was. So let's remove the running here as element. Okay. Good, then I guess maybe we add some more recipes to the book, or if you have an idea what we can style additionally, you can just write it in the chat. So let's check. Let us go to the browser and see what nice things we have here today. So here, how about this sweet potato soup? Also quite easy, we just can copy that. So let's go back to VS Code. And copy our general style, and then I will just copy the stuff from the website. Preparation apparently only 10 minutes, cooking 15, in we have no additional, in total 25 minutes, and then 6 servings and 6 servings. Let's copy the ingredients. And the directions are actually only 2 steps, so that sounds like something I would be able to do. So all we need now is a nice picture. And again, for the picture, we just check on this website here, photos for everyone on Unsplash. Let's just take this one. Let's keep it easy. So copy that link. We go back to VS Code and just change the link here. And last, we need to add our page here. Sweet potato. Good, let's see how it looks. Now we have another one. And again, there's simply too much space here. How would it look if we do not start on the side? We could check that actually. Maybe it would look better. Anyways, what I wanted to check actually is if we get these things here. Oh, that's nice. Unicorn on top. Haven't seen that on this website till now. We have no RSS feed. But we have the recipe up here, see. If schema definition for the recipe is one item, so we could see if we just can take this and work with this, right? Instead of copying everything. Yeah, that would be also another task. But for now, what we didn't have on any of our recipes is this nutrition facts, and we probably skip the full ones and just concentrate on this one and add that additionally at the end. here. And that actually should be within this element, and then give that some styling here, and the paragraph. The font is a little smaller just because we didn't style it yet. So you have the details, and then we have the directions. So the directions actually have nothing specific, so we could also give that the class directions, maybe rename the class then, but let's see first. Yeah, that looks definitely better. Could also add that to the other recipes and see how they act if it actually flows on another page. Also, what we can do now, if we render this one more time, and look at the HTML. So there's a lot of some internal links in here, and then our actual code. So what happens? Sorry. What happens if we copy that and see how that would look with other renderers? Because right now we are only in VS Code with this extension, which shows us basically how it's looking with PrintCSS. So instead of that, let me just copy the code, and that is this one, and I will shortly put all of that in PrintCSS.live so we can check it with a different, or with multiple different rendering tools. So we will see how that actually looks. Okay, and let me switch to the browser so that also you see what's going on here. Basically the live preview is also PrintCSS, so it's looking the same, but now we can also render it with different tools. This is actually default selection VC print. So let's see. I would say that looks quite good too. Nutrition facts are actually then on a separate page. We would need to take care of that, but otherwise it's looking quite good. So let's see the other rendering tools. Not sure. if that will render. Actually did. Okay. Just this still starts in the center, so when we look in the code we had here, first of all we should put HTML here. For the color we said position absolute top and left, and for the H2 we did a top initial, which apparently this renderer doesn't take, and it still puts it on 50%. Table of contents has a break before, and then after that the recipes have a break before always, which is also not taken. So they have no separation. Let's see typeset. Not sure if that will finish. Let's see. Yeah, it doesn't. I still need to fetch this issue so that you don't wait endlessly for no result. Same here. Let's see. Okay, PDF Reactor did something, although the font flows over to the second page, then therefore it's not empty, and we have also the page number. The rest looks quite okay. PrintCSS obviously should look fine. That's what we also used in VS Code. Just that it rendered very fast on my local machine. Let's see. But still looks as expected. And then 10 hours formatter, we get a 0-byte file. I would need to check on the server what's actually wrong here. Maybe it's the including of the font. Let's see. No, not this. Is the HTML. Should be also fine. So let's keep it with the PrintCSS. And I guess looking at this rendering time, we will switch again to VS Code, because there we would be faster than what we see here. So let's see, let's go to VS Code again. What we still could do on this. So what we actually could do is, and then also we kind of would solve our space issues for the nutritions, that they stay on the same page, depending on how long the directions are, and our image issues, if we actually put the image on a different page. So for that, let me go to all of these recipes, and actually then we don't need the, so we could clean up a lot. We can move the image out of this div, and then we could get rid of, first of all, this, and also the flags here. Let's do that for all of them shortly. Because I'm not sure about you, but for me the main important thing is here, or whenever I also check recipes, looking at the pictures, seeing how it should look, and then being disappointed later, because mine will look completely different. And you see that mainly also on these websites, that then if other people put pictures of their result, it's looking quite different, let's say. So now we see there's no page break for this, and we actually would need to work something out for these images. So what we can do is we give them all a class. Receive image. And then first of all, let's remove the flags here. We do not need that anymore, and this definition we can also remove. And here let's define this new class. So till now everything should look like we had it right now. So we have the images, and that's it. And the first thing is, what we would do here is break before, and then let's maybe put them all on a left page. So it looks better. And then let me shortly see something. So let's give this our named page. So the named page would be this, and then we should be able to actually style that differently here. So pass the page name, and then first thing would be, or actually everything we do, like on the first page, we don't want a margin, and we don't want the page number here. So let's see if that would work. Yeah, okay, works. This image is just too small for the page. Same here, we would need different images to get a nice, yeah, see here, this potato soup is in the correct size. So now let's find different images also for the shrimp curry, for example. So let's go back to the browser and there again to the image page. Maybe we just need to, or what we can do before that, let's see. We have the sweet potatoes with a different width. It's a strange format. Let's see what happens if we do this. Okay, here we already have it. Let's make it even bigger if that works. Not for the cookies, not for this. Okay, I guess we need to find different pictures then. Okay, then let's go to the browser and see for the shrimp curry. See, this is probably in the right format. So let me copy that and let us put that here for the shrimp curry, and then let's see the preview. Yeah, that looks better. And now we need one for the chocolate cookies. So we do the same thing. Go here, different image. So we had this. This is, for example, an option, or let's see, I guess. I mean, this looks quite nice, but this one I guess is better. So let's take this, go back here, and exchange this image. And the width. Okay, let's see. No, so this is too small. Let me see if we copy the other link. This is then basically this bigger size of the same image. Yeah, then it looks nice. Okay, then let us render this again as PDF and have a look how it is. Okay. Let's say page fit, and here the even spread. So we have the cover, an empty page, table of contents, and then we get the cookie picture, the cookie recipe. Close this here. The shrimp curry and the vegan sweet potato soup. And as you see, we have no page numbers here, only on the right side, and all the recipes start on the right side. We also see that here in these page numbers with the right side. And this way we could continue now adding more and more of these recipes manually, or of course automatically. We saw the schema, so we could also actually work with that and then generate our HTML or Markdown. Right now I'm using a lot of HTML here, which probably is not needed anymore because the structure of these recipes is not that complex anymore. So we could try to change this. So maybe let's do that. So maybe let's start with the directions here. So you would have a heading 2, then 3 with the step, and then the paragraph. So let's see how that looks. Should look the same actually after we are done with this. Okay, then that we remove this here, and before I save, let's shortly have a look at the old version so that we can actually compare it. So they look like this, and now let's save and go back here. We see we have the directions and the steps in here now in the table of contents. We probably need to see how to restrict it only to the first heading level, yeah. Otherwise the table of contents grows quite big, but the content here looks perfectly fine, and we can do that also with the rest. So we can do that with the heading, or the heading actually already is like this, and this ingredients also. Now let's go back here, and then let's do it for the rest too. So this is in a div of details. So similar way we do the details here. And for now, let's take this spans, keep them in here. We will do them in a minute. And then let's first do this heading here and our list. So all we can do is simply not like this, replace them and paste it here, so our details can be removed, and it should look the same way again. And you see here now the ingredients also are now in the table of contents, but here it's a normal list again. So same way as before, now we just are left with this piece of HTML. So also here, let's see what we can do. And we want it italic, so it would be then simply exchanging these with and these two. Be a first step. And can we remove the span? Did we style the span? I'm not sure anymore. Yeah, we actually styled the span. Let's see what we do about this. Let's first change it. Let's first remove the spans completely. So like this. And now there's not a lot of space between them anymore. And let's see why there is after the total. Has some break here before the total actually. Don't see why, but if we render the whole thing now, we also get our HTML generated. Just want to see if it's a EM or an I tag basically. So let's see the cook, yeah, it stays EM. So what we can do is in here, instead of the span, and we make that left. So we should have the same result as we had before with the span. Yeah, just that the first one we do not want that. So first of type, and then put that below here. Okay. Wasn't it first of type? First child, normally not. Should be first of type. Let's see. Yes. So why is the margin left a problem? Most evil thing to do. Let's see if that works. Ah, yeah. This works, but here also we have the same problem. I'm not sure why this is all. Okay, details. Details is the div, and details. Here we gave it a max width. That's not needed anymore. So then it should be fine, and it should fit. Yes, it fits in one row here, and we can remove the color. Okay. So now when we look at it, the only thing remaining HTML is the outside div and the image, and also that we can do the same way. So like this, we take that class here, and here we close our element again, and let's first have a look before we do the image. So that should be fine, and now for the image we do something similar. So all we need to do is basically here this, and image, and here chocolate chip cookies image. Let's see if that works. And no, actually not, so maybe did something wrong in the mock up. Let's see. Select this, right? Yes, but the class is not applied, so we did not get this class. What is this class doing except the named page? Let's see. Basically nothing except the named page, so we could let me shortly see if we find it for the markdown it. Seems not to work, but what we can do is we use the same technique as here, as all it does is the page break and naming the page. So we do this, and then it actually should work. Let's see. Yeah, we have it. And in this way we removed all of our HTML from here and have now a full markdown file, and this we can now do also with all of our other recipes. Give me a short moment for a short break and then we continue. Okay, then let's continue. Let's see. So now the cookies look like this, no HTML anymore, and I should of course change the screen. So no, okay. Now you see it, the cookies look like this, and we can do the same thing for all other recipes we have. Gladly it's not too many yet, so we do not need to change or restyle a lot. So let me just copy the directions. That's the easiest way to replace them, because except of the actual content here, it's always the same. So then we can already remove this, and we have the directions here, and we can do the same thing here. Actually here we have 2 times the direct, and I still wanted to rename directions, I mean the class, to something else, because yeah, it's not only the directions anymore, but still let me do it like this and copy that one more time for the nutrition facts. And here we have actually per serving, and then we have these facts, so we can remove that too. And that would be the sweet potato and the shrimp curry. So let's see if that is still fine. Yeah, we see already here we get this all now as headings here, so we need to see how to adjust the table of contents so that only the main H1 headings are in the table of contents. So otherwise we see the directions look exactly how they should look, and now we can continue with the top part of these 2 pages. So we have the ingredients and all of this stuff here, and the image. So for the ingredients, when we look, we just made this thing here with the details, and let me just copy again the whole details in here, and then just exchange prep time. We have total time. We do not have the additional or cook. Why do we have no cooking for shrimp curry? Strange, but okay. So apparently the shrimp stuff doesn't get cooked, it's just preparation and it's done. Okay, then we have 5 servings, and here also 5 servings. Ingredients, and then what we can do again is just replace this, take these ingredients, put them here, and that's how easy we replace the details. So looks also way cleaner, right? So if we compare it here again with this HTML, it looks way better. Okay, then here we do the same for the sweet potato soup, 10 minutes, and here we actually have a cook time again. So let me duplicate this, and that's 15 minutes, and the total is 25 minutes. It's 6 servings and 6 servings. Can already remove this stuff, and here we do our replace again. And then remove the remaining tags, just to see if everything is fine before we exchange this and the image. Let's go back to the preview. looks good, I would say. So all we need for this now 2 times is the recipe and the recipe exchanged. Below here can replace that, and we can replace this, and then only the images are left. So also here, actually now these images have a surrounding element instead of the class directly. If you know how to do it with the markdown to directly give this image a class, let me know in the comments or in the chat basically, and then the next time I will fix that or change that. Not really something to fix because it's not completely wrong, I would say, what we are doing here. It's just maybe an unnecessary element which we wouldn't need if I could directly assign the class to this image with markdown. But also improvement, so our image has now an alt tag, so I mean, yeah, okay, maybe in a rendered PDF that is not really relevant. But yeah, so we finally got rid of any HTML in the recipes itself. And when we look here, we still have some. And also these we could replace now. I mean, the style sheet link probably not. And if I actually replace these, also there I need to figure out how to work with this table of contents. So let's first render again. Look at the HTML. So here we have that generated table of contents. Let's maybe take this . And then if we see that, just put it in a HTML formatter. We see actually we have the table of contents class, we have the first element, and then in that we have another list, and we simply can decide to not display this, right? So when I go to here and search table of contents, we will find it. Also here we have the table of contents, and what we can say is TOC OL LI display none. Let's see if that works. Yeah, so now we only have the main recipes again. So it was easier than I would have expected to actually style this again. Now we could say also on the table of contents page, it doesn't really make sense to have a page number. It's really only important for the recipes itself. So let's also remove it here. So how did we remove it for our recipe image page? We gave it a page name, so a named page basically. So table of contents would be a named page, and this is the table of contents page. So again, here By the way, would this work? I don't know. I don't think so. That wouldn't work. It's already marking it, so we need to define it again. And again, the same style. Except that we want the margin, we just don't want the page number below. So let's do it like this. Let's also, why do we have so many empty rows, empty lines in here? Okay. And where you should have some, we don't have them. Perfect. Okay. Gone here also, and here we have it. I guess it's looking quite good by now, and yeah, I mean, there's still a lot we can improve and we should improve, and for that let's go here again and see what we have. Here is HTML, basically everything. Ideally, I want no HTML here, yeah. So let's do the cover first. So we have the cover image, and here we again need to see how to do this, because yeah, it might, yeah, we have a class here and I haven't figured out how to set the class for this. Let's just make another, like this is a second cover page, and then compare and see what we need to change in the CSS to make it work. Okay, see, we have, what is the issue now? Because we didn't do a named page, we only did that on the first page here, and actually the content went down because we didn't give the image the cover image, or ideally, what is this? Should be fine. Let's see what happens if we comment this part out. Still on the second page. So what's so special about the cover image? Did I? Yes, we gave that the class cover, but the cover image is defined only once here, and we could simply say cover image, because we only have one image on this cover page, right? And it's still moving to the second page, so what difference do we have? Not really anything. Let us render the HTML and see what we get here. By the way, when I look down, I just look in my phone if somebody joined and if there's something in the chat, because I'm currently having only one screen here, so otherwise I would just need to switch the whole time between Twitch and what we are doing here. Okay, so we have a div, and then the image is in a paragraph, and this is actually the difference, I would say. Why is the usually always in the paragraph? What is this code line? We have that for every, almost every element has this, right? So what's with this paragraph that the rest does not work? Let's see here. H1, H2, position absolute. So it should be up there, right? I mean, what if we say color P and give that a position absolute? No difference. No, somehow what does the paragraph element have that makes the problem here, you know? I really would like to not use HTML here again. But I mean, before we start this thing, we can go back here and try the other elements. So that would be still, this should still work like this. Let's see. And we wouldn't need this one here. Right? Okay, yeah, no, this works. So this is fine. Then we can go back and try with the other elements. So here it's very easy. Table of contents, and then of course it appears in here, which we do not want. We can remove that from there also later. Oh, actually we can remove it now. We can just say here. I mean, this is kind of a a hack, right? We could say first of type again, and then display none. Yeah, will make problems later when we also have this as first, and we need the first and the second. But for now, okay, and now let me see if this here would work. I'm really not sure. Never tried that syntax here. Let's see. Oh no, that definitely does not work. Okay, so maybe we need to keep the style link like this. But I really would like this one to be different. Let me shortly see if in the markdown not really sure what we can. I don't even know if this is a special syntax of this plugin, or I mean of this extension, or of Markdown itself. So probably just leave it like this. Nice, of course, would be if I could just include everything in here. So do something like this, or like this, or this. But I don't think this will work, and if you have an idea how we could make this work, please let me know. Then I would actually be able to change this, and it probably would. Yeah, I mean, it saves some work, because whenever I want to add something, I would just create a markdown file here without needing to go to this index and then add a new line with this code here. Okay, I fear the last thing is again the cover, which I try to avoid right now. So let's see how we do this. Okay, let's start slow with the cover and our headings. And yeah, I'm already deleting here, so I'm pretty confident that this time we might be able to make it work. Although again, I don't know why already it's too far up. I mean top 50%, and then minus 50. That definitely shouldn't end up there, right? I mean, again, what's the rendered HTML for this? While it's rendering, let me shortly check. Okay, rendered. Yeah, I mean, this thing has IDs and classes, but does this class actually have some content? It's class code line, right? So those files don't even exist. So why is it that this shouldn't matter? H1, H2, H1, H2, cover. We can, I mean, when we see with the background color and everything, it's taking the style, right? Just not everything of it. It's as if there's some difference between this and, yeah, that's how much confident. See, we put it back here and let's render it again. And I will be back in a second. So let us see how this rendered. Here again, or here we have the cover, and the main difference for this things is, I mean, this space shouldn't matter, right? I mean, we have the spaces here too, and the space in here doesn't matter. But we have classes here and we do not have classes here. IDs, no IDs. Visit the image. I mean, can go here, right? And put the content again, and let's keep the image like this. I probably get still surrounded by a p tag. Yeah, we still have it on the second page now. Yeah, it's still looking good. That's the strange thing. Okay, what to do then? Render the HTML again and see what's happening. Ah, no p tag around it. How does actually the PDF look? PDF looks fine. See? The first page looks fine. If I remove this now, here it's broken. Yeah? But if I go here and export this, it will look fine. So now we exported it. Let me close the old stuff. See, it looks fine. So I guess this is the first case where the preview actually doesn't look like the rendered result here. And let's also add the image and see. So I mean, it would be nice if it's good in the preview, but if not, I mean, I still prefer that we have Markdown here, you know. For the sake of it, everything I want to be Markdown. And again, the preview is broken. It flows to the second page. Let's see now, we probably get the P element again. So the paragraph around the image. But I can live with that if the PDF looks fine, so. Yeah, here we have the P element again, and here it looks fine. So let's go to my favorite view. See, the color page looks fine. So really not sure what's going on here, because this is really the first time the preview looks different. Again, if you know, please comment on the recording or right now in the chat, just write if you know what's the difference, because look, the PDF looks perfectly fine. It's just the preview here is an issue here. But good, then also here we got rid of all the HTML except the style sheet link, and I really would like to get rid of that too, but how? What happens if we do it like this? We get it as content, but then what if, I mean, we should get, yeah, we get it as content, but what if then in here, I mean, here anyways we have, let's say code CSS, right? So why not put the HTML tag or the style tag in here? It's marking it as it's a CSS file. Let's see what we get in. No, does not work at all. Okay, Then this is not good, and we tried this one already. Simply not rendering. Let's see if we get something from here. Let's open also the Markdown it, and let's see. Okay, see here also they include the style sheet with the HTML tag. I will open some links and then we check them later. Good page rule is clear. The specs of extending would be interesting, I guess. And anchor attribute div footnotes includes Markdown it include. Let's also Google this, and no worries, I switched a few shortly to the browser, but as I said, I have like one screen only, so always can only show you one thing at a time. So let's go here and start here actually. So what do we have here? That was irrelevant, Markdown it irrelevant. Let's see, form factor, decoration. Oh dear. Good, this is the samples which I also mentioned, but even in the sample they included like this. Okay, new chapter, and running would add the chapter up here. That's also something interesting. Okay. That's the Markdown div extension. Footnotes we are not using in our recipe. We could put some things, I don't know, I guess in a cookbook you do not need footnotes, so we can ignore that. For me to, yeah, okay, so this is Markdown include. Tables we don't really need. Got the table of contents, we already kind of figured it out. Let's see still if we can get rid of H2 and H3 in a different way, or in general if we can exclude some things. No, but this is not. Okay, no, then I guess yeah, this is the kind of default styling which you could also add. So nothing I really see here, and therefore I guess we need to live with this link up here, and also with the fact that the preview here is broken as soon as I put this together in this div here. So not sure what that is all about. Yeah, okay, we can check maybe the markdown it include. I don't think it's meant to include CSS files. Okay, good. Then I would say let's leave it with that replacement. So anyways, we got rid of almost all the HTML, and now let's go through our CSS and clean up a little here, right? If we look here in our, we can close these by now. It's looking quite good, way better than when we left it the last time. But in here, I guess we still have a lot of unnecessary stuff. So first of all, this font here, let's define that, where was the, here. For the body, I'm not even sure why everything is important here. I copied that also from the main style. We can check later if that really is needed. Let's see, so cover H2, let me remove that, let's see. No, why is it doing that? Because H1, because here we set the style for both, so here we actually need it. But table of contents, let's remove it. And again, there's something, why is it not? Is there some other font somewhere defined? Let's start with the classes. Let's start from bottom to top. So anyways, I want every paragraph to be of the font size 12. So let's go back here. Okay, didn't change anything. And then let's say this style we have for H1, H2, H3. we need to define it later above that we do not run in the issue that on the first page now also our, I don't know, it still is more explicit. Okay, good, this should be fine. And then we have the font sizes, so we have this one, and for H2 we actually have this one. Get rid of a lot of unneeded definitions. The directions is actually let me open one again. Is this div or these multiple divs, depending on what file you're looking at here. Down here, it's a H2. H2 we also have here. How does that look? So I guess in general we could say H2 has a margin top of 10. Not even sure if it's, yeah, okay. Good, then we do not need this definition anymore. And therefore we probably do not need this div anymore. So yeah, I usually start quite chaotic with my projects, and then I tend to clean them up and try to not break anything while cleaning it up. So let's hope that also the rendered PDF is later is still fine, and I guess this should be still fine. So again, we got rid of some things here. EM, we only use it in this case, so no need to add the recipe in front of there. Yeah. Then details, H2 has a margin top. We already have a margin top here. Let's remove that and have a look. Yeah, a little more space now, but this is fine. Could say then at least they all have the same separation, and even this line we, I guess, still need to style a little differently when we are done with the cleaning up, because I'm still not satisfied with this line. Then basically here we already have, and here I guess we can remove this completely. Let's just see one more time how it's supposed to look like this. If I remove this, it's too small. Okay, here the LI content is too small, so this actually then needs a 12 here, and then the size is fine, and I guess we can get rid of the yeah, okay, we can get rid of it, it's fine. And do we have any LI which we want to style differently? not really red. I mean, the table of contents should also have this size, so okay. Here we say already H1, H2, H3 should have this font, so let's forget about this thing here. That we need the page break before we give the font family. Let's keep that for now. This one also. Here we have 2 times display none, so we can just combine these two. This is basically 1 time the table of contents itself and the table of contents, and 1 time all the H2 and H3. I guess also here this we could remove. Let's see. Yeah, perfect, because below we already define that font for this. And then we are almost at the top. This border, I'm still not sure where this border is coming from. I guess it's coming from the extension, because as soon as I remove this, all this stuff got borders, you know? I mean, maybe it's not that bad. I'm not sure. What do you think? Do you like the border or not? No, okay, let's keep it. The one viewer didn't complain that I removed it, so let's keep it. We have our page definitions. I don't even know if we need this stuff. There's so much. I mean, this is needed probably in general to even show the preview properly. So if I remove it, yeah, see, it's simply not rendering the preview. So this is for the PrintCSS preview. This is fine. I'm not sure though if we need all the variables which we have up here. This is only 1 time here, 1 time. This hopefully should be defined more times. Yeah. See, this is used actually, but as it's used only 1 time, I'm not seeing the point of putting a variable for it. Or property, custom property, how is it called in CSS? Some people say variable, some not. A box shadow is also like only defined as a variable once and used once. So again, I don't see the point of making it a variable. Cut off background, same thing. Let's copy that and put it here. We were important again. So let's remove it. This is really for for A4, and it's not even used, so let's remove it. 3 times, so kind of okay. 3 times. Yes, this here, okay. And this page margin, I already see at least 1 time used, 4 times, okay. And the spread view 2 times here, and here. What is if I do this? Yeah, then we get the nice spread view. So let's keep it, because I actually would kind of prefer a spread view, because then we see we have our cover page, and this is also my preferred view for the PDF view. Although in the PDF this page, as I said, would be empty. But yeah, here it's quite nice. just that we need to scroll a lot. But let's keep the variable for this. Let's remove that stuff. And then what else can we? This should not be needed anymore. It's still working fine. Good. So and we have all of that. I guess kind of cleaned up. What if we change the font? Why? Let's remove all of this. Do we even need these two? Let's see. Why is this gray now? Everything is gray now. Interesting. So we need at least the color for some strange reason. But I'm not sure about the important. Let's see. Yeah, apparently we need that too. Because God knows where this is getting overwritten. Maybe and probably in this extension, because I don't think Page.js would by default give you a gray color as text color. Okay. Yeah. It's also not the standard style anymore, so let's call it modified standard style, modified style 4, and that is not important. Okay. Good. I guess here we have 2 times the same font size. So here it was. Then let's render it again. Yeah, works. And what we can also use is actually something when I go in my browser and then here on this converting color side, actually also one of my sites, and then let me see here, CSS formatter. It will complain about this add page rules, I guess. It doesn't really know about that yet. And let's say standard and see if there's still something. Yeah, invalid properties, optimized some things, but I guess there was not much. I mean, they removed the URL, which is not really needed, but small things, so not much which we can optimize actually. That's good. Okay, then back here and let's have a look one more time at what we achieved today. So let me delete the PDF, the HTML. So we have our recipes fully in Markdown. We have a kind of clean, not really documented yet CSS file, and we have our index where, yeah, this part is not rendering nice in the preview, but otherwise okay. The top page to even work with this extension, and also this style link we cannot get rid of. So if I render it one more time in the preview, we see the changes, and now let's do the last PDF generation for today. And once we are done, once we are done with everything, I also plan to put the code on GitHub so you can actually play around with the same thing. And now we got, as you see, the HTML and the PDF, and for the PDF it doesn't render correctly anymore because we probably optimized too much. So then we still need to have one more look, and the PDF view crashed. So let's see what happened here. Something happened. Probably some optimizations up here. Yeah, this one will go away. Yeah, that's fine. And it's probably here these margins and paddings which are the issue. So let us render again. And let's hope that that was actually the problem, because if not, we need to kind of reword some more stuff. But oh yeah, it looks good again, and let's go for the nice view here. So what we see is our cover page like the last time, but a better styled table of contents. We have the table of contents in here again. This should not be the case, because in here we have first of type for table of contents, display none. All we did is we grouped these two rules. So let me revert that. Does it really only work with single rules? Let's see. And let's export this again. So that's a problem when you optimize and then only look in the preview. No, it's not necessarily the smartest thing to do. Oh, we got a second viewer. Hi, nice that you're here, but the session is almost over. So the first 2 hours you can like rewatch on YouTube or Twitch, and then you see what we did today in terms of styling this document. So let's have a look again at Hope. No, the table of contents is still here. Let's go back and open the preview. Also here again, so what changed? We have the table of contents. In the table of contents, and here is table of contents. Okay. As we changed this also, this is now the first, and now we need to hide the second two. So we need, and there must be probably a better way to do this. I'm really not sure. I guess this is a thing with this extension, because it's creating this table for us. Oh, okay, now this makes more sense, and then we also can group them again. So there's no grouping issue, it's just that I'm not paying attention. Okay. Let's see, let's hope that everything is fine now, because otherwise we will continue to optimize at least a little bit. Of course, it's not complete yet. I also want to automate all of this with the recipes and generating of the MD files. Would be nice if we don't need to do that by hand. Let's see. Yeah, so now the table of contents is fine. What we also did today is here this blank page has no page number, table of contents has no page number. The recipe pictures are full screen or full page, always on the left page. And then on the right page we have the recipe. Here we might be, could maybe put more space between these elements. We can look at that the next time. But then again, next recipe, left page the image, right page the recipe, and for the last one too. And also only the right pages have the page number. Here you see no page number at all. So I guess this is quite an improvement to what we had the last time. So yeah, as you see here, almost no HTML used anymore, and the style sheet also got cleaned up a lot, and I guess we can even clean it up more the next time. I'm not sure if we even need to define all these sizes or rely on some default sizes. Yeah, we will figure that out the next time. And actually, let me go to the browser and then I can show you so here I actually started to put a schedule now, and the next time okay, you don't see the next time yet because we are currently running in this week. How do you go to the next week here? I have no idea. Or no, not needed to go here. We can go back and I go to edit. I should hopefully see it. Yeah, you see the next one will be on Wednesday, also 8 p.m. so same day time as today, and also roughly till 10. So 2 days of break, and then we continue with this nice cookbook which we create here. And I already got the suggestion to maybe the next time make one with cocktails, so we easily could adapt that thing and simply add nice cocktail pictures here and the explanation on how to make these cocktails. So you're really flexible here, and if you auto-generate all these MD files, it's really nice to work with, I guess. Okay, then enjoy the rest of the evening or your day, and hear you the next time. Bye.